Indianapolis, Indiana. Welcome to the Crossroads Sports Radio Show, presented by Scott K. Nichols and State Farm Insurance. And now, here's your hosts, Brandon Reef and Jonathan Birdsong.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Crossroads Sports Radio, episode number 297. I'm your host, Brandon Reef. I'll be joined momentarily by my co-host, Jonathan Birdsong. Good show this evening, folks. We've got a great one for you tonight, as we do each and every single week. We're brought to you by Scott K. Nichols, State Farm Insurance, also Mavericks Custom Motorsports. Both of our sponsors would not be able to do it without either one of them. We got a power-packed show tonight. We've got NBA talk. The NBA playoffs are in full swing. Every series in full swing right now. We've got that to talk. We've got NFL news and notes, the NFL draft tomorrow night. Myself and Jonathan are going to talk a little NFL draft news and notes. And then tomorrow we're doing a cross-production draft show, live draft show during the draft with our friends at the Epic Pod. We'll share their streams tomorrow night. We'll be on there with them all evening long as the draft picks happen. We'll talk a little college basketball, a couple things college basketball news with that. And then we've got a special guest this evening, Porchia Green, former Ball State alum, standout, also overseas professional basketball player, Porchia Green, good friends of mine. We were at Ball State together. I practiced with her at the Ball State women's basketball team. So we have her joining us as well this evening. But we'll get our guy here, Jonathan Birdsong, on. JB, co-host, how are you, sir? How's your week?
Hey, man, my week is going, according to plan, man. Can't complain. And if I was complaining, man, who cares? But, no, man, it's good to be back on. I know we got a lot of NBA. Brandon, my mind kind of had to shift from college basketball and winding down on the tournament and to get back into the, to the end of the regular NBA season is, it is whatever. But, like, man, the NBA playoffs have not disappointed at all, man. I know we probably going to be NBA heavy, like you alluded to. Former Ball State women's basketball player Porchia Green is going to jump on here with us a little bit in about an hour or so, man. We're going to download
We'll say, what time was
man.
she coming on?
She should be coming on right at the top of the hour, 8 o'clock, right at the top of the hour. So for those people kind of, glued in for that, you can see what me and Brandon's kind of conversation is going to be about. Stay tuned for that, man. But, like, what do you want to start? Where do you want to start at, man? Because I know we got NBA playoff going. We got NFL, going. NFL draft going. Like I said, we'll be with the Epic Podcast brothers tomorrow, kind of simulcasting with them. But, like, man, where do you want to start at?
Yeah, let's dive right in, John. Let's go straight to the NBA, the National Basketball Association. NBA playoffs have started, John, full swing. Some would say, I would say, that the NBA playoffs have been more exciting than the NCAA tournament was this year in general. And if you look at our bracket right now, in the Western Conference, we got the Thunder up 1-0, game 2 this evening at 9:30. Clippers and Mavs are tied at 1-1. T-Wolves up 2-0 on the Suns, and then the Nuggets are up 2-0 on the Lakers. Let's dive in the Western Conference first, John. Clippers-Mav, that's going to be a rock fight. It's weird that Kawhi is back after being out since March, and he wasn't good enough 3 days ago to play, and he randomly showed up to practice yesterday morning, and he was able to play. Kawhi time, I guess. But 1-1 there. And I'll finish my last two thoughts on these last two series, and then we'll kind of let you kind of talk about the series as well. The Suns are a train wreck. They don't look like they want to be out there. They look like the old stiff team out there. Bradley Beal looks terrible. No trade clause. They don't have a true point guard. That's where they miss Chris Paul, just as a point guard itself, not actual Chris Paul himself, but the point guard spot.
Right.
T-Wolves look younger, quicker, faster, stronger. And what's his face said it last night. Anthony Edwards said, "We don't need you got KD, but we got what's his face, Jaden Daniels."
He said we got Jaden
McDaniels.
I couldn't believe it.
The disrespect, I love it.
The disrespect from this upstart Minnesota Timberwolves team, who we know, in the future gonna get blown up because new ownership then said, like, they're not paying for all that. But You haven't even got the best performances out of Karl Anthony Towns yet. It's kind of been all Anthony Davis. Anthony Edwards. And like you alluded to, man, there's no point guard here to get everybody, kind of going at all on the Phoenix Suns side. If Kevin Durant, if somebody woke up out of a coma and you told them that Kevin Durant was the top 75 and Devin Booker was top 75, you'd be like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying statistically they have, but like they've been tasting some shots, and like defense is not there. The homie, Grayson Allen rolled. That's probably their best defensive player. And I know, people say, well, Grayson tricks people, but like, man, Grayson does play defense and Grayson does hit shots, right? But like he rolled his ankle, something terrible. Yesterday, only played like 17 minutes or so. I think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. I think personal pride, where they'll get the first game back home, the Suns, that personal pride to take it back over, and maybe some of that trash talk. I mean, because like, unfortunately, Frank Vogel hasn't played checkers. I mean, he's playing checkers instead of playing chess as far as his rotation, but he is limited. He is hampered because it's the big three. Their big three, which is Booker and Durant and Bill, don't play. They're primarily the best. They're not going to win. Right now, it looks like it's going to be a gentleman's sweep 4-1. I like the the Suns to try to figure out what's going on next, and in the summertime, and where's Kevin Durant going to be mad about trade? Where's he going to be trade to next?
Yeah,
where's he going to be requested to?
Can't trade Bradley Beal. No trade clause there, so that's a sucky salary right there. You're going to be stuck with. Game 3 Friday night, 10:30 on ESPN. Denver 2-0 lead. Man, Lakers, you had your chance. You had a foul to give, and you let Jamal Murray just come down and hit a hell of a shot. Nuggets up 2-0 the Lakers. You got to feel that was the Lakers' shot right there, really, John. They may be 4-2 or 4-1, but man, right. that was a hell of a shot.
Yeah, they were up 20 at one point in the game. I know a 20-point lead in this day and age, doesn't really mean anything. But if I feel like if the Lakers had rebounded, which they didn't, they got doubled up on the offensive board in game 2. And like you said, Brandon, just play smart. Like take that foul there and don't let Murray, even get that shot off on you. But I really think the Lakers are gonna bounce back and maybe force it to 6, Brandon. But like I don't really see them forcing it to 7. And if they did, that means they had to play in Denver, and they had the best chance to win, like I said yesterday, in Denver. And I really expect them at least to go 6, but outside of that, not much.
Yeah. Thoughts on Thunder and Pelicans?
Are we ever going to see the best version of the New Orleans Pelicans? I know Zion Williams is out, right? I see the Thunder, kind of doing having their way with the Pelicans, man. It is what it is. They only have the best player out there.
Yeah, totally agree. I think the Thunder win this one pretty easily tonight. Go up 2-0. Games at 9:30 on here Wednesday night on TNT. Oklahoma City right now currently 7.5-point favorite in the game. Clippers and Mavs 1-1. John, kind of as we both thought it would be. Clippers win game 1. Mavericks come back. Man, when Luka and Kyrie are playing well and playing great together, I think they're one of the greatest. They're one of the better teams.
Yeah, and you don't necessarily worry about like leaving Luka not playing defense in pockets, right? I guess he kind of paced himself. I guess Jason Kidd finally got to him, but like they are exciting. And if you're a wing player or a big man, like it's gonna get lobbed up to you, and you're gonna get an easy bucket, man. I'd be afraid. I know there's a lot of people like power forwards, especially right here, Obi Toppin. He might find if they got any money down there in Dallas, he might find his way down there. You know what I'm saying? But like no, man, they are exciting to watch, man. I like Dallas. Brandon, there's a question mark with Kawhi Leonard. There's almost as much as a question mark with Russell Westbrook's jump shot in the offensive game, right? They had him and James Harden had a great game 1. Game 2, like I said, it was Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic show. I wouldn't be surprised, Brandon, if this goes 7. But if it does go 7, I still think it's favorite is Dallas because I don't think this Clippers team is still not together. I mean, Paul George hasn't signed his contract yet. And they offered him, the world and to stay in LA, and he hasn't signed it yet. That's just an ongoing drama. But I like Dallas to move on.
Yeah, absolutely. Dallas 4.5-point favorites. Game on Friday night, 8 p.m. ESPN. Eastern Conference wise, John, game 2 tonight. Celtics and Heat. Heat got the brakes beat off of them. Dog walked in game 1. Game at 7 o'clock here tonight. Here actually just should be tipping off here shortly. But man, I see nothing that the Heat can maintain this. Celtics 14.5-point favorites tonight. 14.5. My oh my.
I don't know how much, Brandon. I don't know how much of that game you watched versus their actual game time, actual highlight. I watched the whole game. It was just Boston night. It really was Boston's night from 3. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't missing like Porzingis. I feel like he hit 2 or 3 in a row. It wasn't in a row, but you know what I'm saying? He was on fire. Jason Tatum was on fire, and Derek White. They had it all going. The problem is Miami tried to match blame with them, and like you don't have that kind of team. Not without Jimmy Butler out there. I know a coach poll just came out, or a players poll just came out, and they all voted Coach Poe the one that everybody want to play for. But I don't think Coach Poe put a whole lot of emphasis on what was working for him. Like Bam Adebayo was killing in the first half.
Right.
Well, like why don't you build that? And I get it. Once you're down 20, like analytics says, I hope he caught calls because like Brandon, once you get down 20, 25, man, analytics says keep on shooting threes. You know what I mean? I know we keep on. We had conversations because like I think the Patriots kind of ran to the same issues. Their game 1 against Milwaukee, but once you get down, man, analytics says keep on shooting threes so that threes are more than 2, you can cut the league down faster. But no, I don't. They don't. Without Jimmy Butler, and you have a still inconsistent. He's played better. You still have an inconsistent Tyler Hero. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for Miami to move. I know everybody says, well, you haven't seen what Duncan Robinson goes like. Man, we've seen that story. I really like the story of Jaime Hawkins. You know what I'm saying? I really like him. The UCLA rookie. You know what I'm saying? Coming in and making his presence felt with Miami, but they just don't have enough. Like I said, without Jimmy Butler and really with, like I said, Tyler Hero being inconsistent. So it looks. I wouldn't be. I mean, if they win a game, it wouldn't really surprise me. But win this series, I doubt it.
Okay. Yeah, I think Celtics do a sweep. I think they actually sweep them in this one. Probably the most forgotten series I think through so far, John. The Cavaliers and Magic, and I know you had some choice words for the Orlando Magic organization.
I did, man. I'm gonna, Brad. I don't want to go scorched earth just yet, but I understand what I'm going to say. The Orlando Magic should have been favored in any series against, even though regardless of the season, right? Right. They should have been favored in any matchup between the Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I want to say they owned the season series, like the regular season series, against both teams. So what's the problem? It's like they're watching Donovan Mitchell, you know what I'm saying, play basketball, and nobody's reacting, man. I know Suggs got injured and whatever. It had to be, you know what I'm saying, taken off the floor, helped off the floor and whatnot. But, like, I say, and he's just a role player, you know what I'm saying? He's a part of the guard rotation. Where's Habit, you know what I'm saying? I would say almost Jack would say, where's Pablo? He's got to step up. For much respect as people, like players are giving him around the league, you know what I'm saying, as being that emerging superstar. And I get it, Orlando, this is your first time, you know what I'm saying, with this group, right? But y'all can't just sit there and watch, you know what I'm saying, Donovan Mitchell kind of take you apart. He's kind of dominant. And like I said, he kind of took them apart. And this is where they find themselves in a hole. I'm not going to go scorched earth until they get down 3-0. And I don't think he gets down 3-0. I think they bounce back. But I kind of expect this series to be a little bit longer than what it's kind of showing right now.
Okay. Pacers and Bucks. Bucks beat the brakes off of a team that quit and looked embarrassed out there on Sunday night. I went a little scorched earth on the Pacers on Monday night. Last night the Pacers got a must-win. They bounced back, sped up the Bucks, made the Bucks look old and tired. Pacers come back, big win there. Now they come first home game in a long time in the playoffs, John. 5:30 Friday night. Pacers 5.5-point favorites. We don't know what's up with Giannis yet. I don't think Giannis plays game 3. I think they wait and see what the result is of Game 3, and then they'll figure out what they need to do with Game 4 if Giannis plays or not. That's my thought.
Right. Right, man. You want to if you could go back, and it's not like Tyler Halliburton is still shooting the lights out, but what Coach Carlisle did is said, hey man, if his shot is off, I think it'll come back on. You know what I'm saying? As because they picked up pace and they cut the rotation. All those things are important. You know what I'm saying? It would help him become the facilitator and the leader of this team. He's still in a learn now mode. I know people I'm super critical of him too, Brandon. But he's still somewhat of a learn that much in his young playoff feet, you know what I'm saying, feet up underneath the man. But so like what did Coach Carlisle do? He put it in the vet's hand. He put it in Siakam's hand. And Siakam had with Giannis not being out there, Siakam has a matchup that's favorable that we saw in Game 1. I think they didn't milk it enough. They short milked it right in Game 2, and things kind of this bounced out for him. Got another good performance out of Miles Turner, I would say, and you know what I'm saying, somebody you've been critical of, Nembhard. He stepped up, you know what I'm saying, defensive and offensively, man. So those types of things. So like, here's what I think, Brandon. I think the Pacers have quality depth. It's just that right now you can't go 10 deep, 11 deep, 12 deep. Not right now. So you're gonna have to trust whoever you trust. And I seen what's his name, Shepard. I seen him get out there for a little bit too. I didn't think he was going after Game 1. I didn't think he was gonna play a Game 2. But like, nah, man. I think we're gonna see the team like who we trust, man, the most. Who Carlisle trusts the most, man. Obviously, you know what I'm saying, Turner and some of the starters, they ain't going nowhere. But that bench getting short up, that might be the answer, at least for beating the Bucks, man, for sure.
Yeah, I was happy to see Frank kind of or not Frank, but Rick kind of did what I wanted him to, and that was shorten the bench to at least 8 guys, and it was perfect.
But what happened with Devin Smith's game, bro?
Dude, he's trash, completely trash.
Well, playoff trash, but like he had a decent, decent season. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Where he was rotation can be trusted, man. He looks worse than what's the food they traded? What's the food they traded out?
Buddy Hield?
No. Last year, center. Remember they held on to him for so long.
Sabonis?
Yeah. No. Back up. He ends up in Orlando.
Goga.
Yeah, man. He got to look like, man. Jalen Smith like Goga top.
Oh no.
For real.
Oh, I know. I said put Goga in. You gave me crap for that.
Well, back in the day, yeah. But no, Jalen Smith looked bad. There's no problem. There definitely should be no Jarris Walker sighting at all, unless the place get to like a fouling situation. You know what I mean? Where they lost a player, but like, no, man, shorten up the bench and go with the more veteran and ready to go players.
Okay. I do like Indiana Game 3 on Friday night. In this one, Tyrese doesn't need to score. As long as he's getting the other guys going. I will say this, John. Playoff Siakam, I may have not given enough credit for playoff Siakam compared to regular season Siakam. And he's done amazing. He has stepped up. He's played, and he's the leading guy. He is the go-to guy. It's not Tyrese. It's Siakam. You need a bucket? This is your guy.
Well, Tyrese has a lot on his shoulders, man. Again, you know what I'm saying? You got to be the scorer. We also actually play defense. We also, Buddy Hield ain't like.
No, I mean Buddy. He's got Beverly all over him.
Oh, right. Man. Brandon Reed. Man, the analytics and statistics on Patrick Bev, I should have had a sheet for you, man, because it was in your favor. It really is, man.
Was it?
Pat Bev, this is how Pat Bev stays, man. I can't believe it, man. Even though, like Game 1, he only had 5 points.
Yep.
But, like, he's an irritant. And he had 8 assists and only 1 turnover. Hey, man, 8 assists and 1 turnover, that's like Muggsy Bogues type, John Stockton type level, like, through the course of the game. Like, the number, like, again, I get it, he can't shoot, but, like, he gets steals. He's an irritant. He's a plus on the floor, and that's why so I'm giving you kudos, man. You were right, Pat Bev. It doesn't work for every team.
Thank you.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It does, but it don't. Hey man, it works. But he should wonder. He might want to retire a buck, man, because I don't know. Well, he's gonna play with everybody.
Well, I'll tell you
He might
this.
want to retire.
He even showed his legs that he was a 34-year-old man, having to chase Tyrese Halliburton around, right? So, but you could tell Tyrese was frustrated game one, and game two. There's certain things here and there. Ben Shepherd, I was a little more impressed with game two, way he played. I still think McConnell shoots a little too much right now in the playoffs, and I'm happy for. So we can cut that a little bit. Like you said, Jalen Smith see ya. But other than that, here's my thing, man. Even in
You
game,
want to run that? Hey, hold on. You don't want to run down Obi Toppin? I'm teasing Brandon. He plays up and down for you. I know. I'm high on Obi Toppin.
He is up and down. Here's my thing, though, man. Like, when we were getting the doors blown off of us on Monday night or on Sunday night, why was there no Jarris Walker? At least put the rook in, man. Let him get some experience out there. He didn't even play a minute.
Yeah, because it might have been embarrassing.
What would he not do that Jalen Smith did out there? Nothing. Jalen Smith is shooting three. And here's the problem. In that game, just in general, and it's throughout the season, we put some of our guys in the worst positions available, like with the shot clock running down. We're passing to Jalen Smith with like 2 seconds left out on the wing.
Yeah, that ain't what you want.
That's not his play, right? That's not his thing. I still think I'm a little critical on some of our fouls, but we were rebounding. We're running. We make the team. We made the Bucks look very old last night. It's the first time this year I've seen the Bucks look quote old.
Right, and imagine. Right, I mean, and I know somebody's gonna say, imagine if Ben Mather was out there.
Yep.
I think this would be. You know what I'm saying? I think they would have won. I think they'd be up 2-0. What they got to be causing of, Brandon, is knowing that Damian Lillard got one more probably big game in him if he knows Giannis ain't coming back. I really don't think this is a chemistry fit. I think he's going to play out his contract. He's going to ask for another. He's going to probably ask for a trade.
You think Dame's
summertime?
At least I thought Dame was tired in the second half.
Dame might play in 1-on-5.
Dame Lillard first half is so much better than Damian Lillard second half.
Right. Damian Lillard wants to be more of the Damian Lillard we saw in game one than just like a consistent dude who needs to get – what's the best version? You said it, Brandon. You said the best version of a couple months ago, Tyrese Halliburton was he gets 24 points, say under 24, 10 assists, 6 rebounds. You said something like that, right?
Yeah.
Give me the same statistics for Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard, yes, he can go out for 40, but they usually end up losing in the second round when he goes out for 40. You see what I'm saying? So give me the statistics for the, for the Bucks. Like, what's the best version of Damian with Giannis being out?
Yeah. I think Giannis will be back game 4. I think their Bucks will sit him game 3. If they lose game 3, they're like, all right, well, shit, we can't lose game 4 up there in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think 75% Giannis, even 50% Giannis is better than,
Nothing, no.
And who's the white dude from Milwaukee that's getting minutes? I haven't even heard of that guy. The one guy.
Come on, man. He went to Notre Dame.
No.
Pat Connaughton?
No, the other guy. Come on, John. Now I'm gonna look up his name real quick.
Notre Dame like that.
Not Connaughton.
This got traded.
Give me a second. I'm looking it up right now. AJ Green?
All right.
I thought the Cincinnati Bengals were playing for a second.
Sir, they got that.
I could not even tell you what conference he's from in college.
Did he go to Chaminade?
I just looked it up. Northern Iowa.
That makes sense.
Undrafted.
Oh, he went to the NIT. Hey, man, he went to the NIT championships, I do believe. No, he didn't. Take that back. No, he didn't. Take it back. I'll get some homework on it.
Let me ask you this real quick before we bring Decon on. Rick's adjustments from game 1 to game 2, I thought was perfect. Going into game 3, you got to feel that the Bucks, and I would think Doc Rivers is smart enough, but they would try to find a way. How can they stifle Siakam from getting inside so strong. I know they don't really have anybody to guard him because Lopez can't keep up, and Bobby Portis was Bobby Portis.
Right. He's pretty good.
Maybe they think of. I know he's a little dated, but I wouldn't be surprised if they throw Gallinari in there just to try to push him back as much as they can.
Nah, man. I think, hey, Mr. Indiana, back home, hey, man, if Halliburton ain't got it, and they forcing a double team on Siakam, where I think it's up to Miles Turner. This is his moment.
You know how we've talked about good enough to get you fired?
Uh-oh.
There is a player that's just good enough to be in the playoffs every year. Good enough to be in the playoffs every year. Jay Crowder, this dude, if Jay Crowder's getting 15, 16 minutes a game, you're not going to win the ball game. Now, I'm sorry. But this dude is on, how many playoff teams has this dude been on a playoff run? Jay Crowder, my God. He is the new Udonis Haslem of NBA right now.
He's sticking.
He is.
Bring our guy on, man.
All right, let's bring him on. D-Cop, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Man, a lot to unpack. Man, I'm hearing a lot of interesting conversation. I want to start with the analytics conversation first, JB, that you brought up. You know, it's funny, right? We talk about, hey, the Pacers. Actually, Brandon said the Pacers look like they quit in that first game, so on and so forth. They kept doing what they've always done, to your point. They kept shooting because the analytics says keep shooting. And I'm going to give you all an example of how analytics doesn't work. And I'm going to use it in a real-life example. The roulette table. It tells you play 2-to-1, 2 lines of the 2-to-1, which is 24 numbers out of 36. You keep playing those numbers, eventually it's going to turn on you. Ask any roulette player who plays that type of analytics, do they always win? I'm going to tell you, they're going to tell you no. Yes, you have your nights, but more of those nights, you're not going to win. So you got to play the board how it's falling, meaning in the first half, the Pacers continue to jack up threes that weren't even close. I'm not talking about rimming out. We're talking not even close. So what I was saying when I was watching the game, I said, listen, what do you do when you're playing ball? And anywhere I've coached, you said, if you're not hitting those shots, get to the cup. Get to the cup, draw a foul potentially, but get an easy shot to get your legs underneath you. They didn't do that. To me, that wasn't an issue with the Pacers giving up. Hell, they were down 12 in that third quarter, and when 2 possessions, you hit those shots, and back-to-back, you're single digit down. They missed them because they kept shooting threes, and Milwaukee got the lead back up to 16 or even 18. So that's why I don't like this analytics thing, right? I just think it's like that pretty girl who wears the short skirt that you realize she lives over in Brightwood, and she doesn't have a car. Yeah, it looks good when everything's going well.
You know what? Now though, I'm gonna tell you right now though, they almost gonna let them do those layup and not foul it. Because the counter to that is I know what you're doing now. Now you're trying to stop the clock and get an extra, point in. You know what I mean? So they're not gonna allow it. Man, it's like they overthought basketball sometimes.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that. You're 100% right. Because you've seen the game, and you're seeing shot after shot rush, and this is what we always do. And like to your point, Brandon, hey, this is our best way to come back. Yeah, but they got to go in. Just shooting them isn't going to bring you back in the game.
Right.
They got to go in.
Right.
And that was my issue with the Pacers on Sunday night. And my belief, I didn't believe they gave up at all. I believe Rick Carlisle didn't pivot. He stuck to his guns and said, "This is what we." And he's done that before. Don't get me wrong. With that JD.
I said he didn't really force the issue with Siakam to the second game.
Right.
Right. Well, the second half of first game, and then all of the second game.
Yeah.
Hope that's better, Justin
And what
Powell.
I say to this, I believe one of the better offensive sets that the Pacers have is that high screen with Pascal and also Tyrese. Because, again, Tyrese is still a threat. Granted, he hasn't shot the ball nearly as much as I like. but the threat of him shooting is there, right? So like that drop off he gave to Turner for the and one, right? He got in the lane, he got in the air, and he dropped it to Turner, right? So the threat is still there. I just think they got to continue to play assertive basketball. I think their nervousness is gone. They're going to play better at home. But to the point, listen, you got a little bit more pressure on you at home too, because the crowd's going to be hot. That first quarter, you got to get off to a good start. If you're doing the same thing you did in the first game,
I don't get the
bus. Oh, believe me. Hey, listen, I've been in a few different stadiums, right? NBA wise. I'm telling you, man, I would put the Pacers stadium if it's Gainbridge, Bankers Life, or even Conseco. I would put them up against any other stadium in the country from an NBA perspective, man. We're going to show up and show out. I'm 50-50 on Friday, and I'm 100% on Sunday, and we're going to show out, man. That's a given. But I also want to hit on the Patrick Beverly thing. Man, I think y'all giving him way too much damn props. I call him Mr. Liability all game. You know why? He was never a threat offensively.
He didn't play at perfect. He kind of up and down. That's why he's been traded 1,000 times, man. But you do see the defensive. If he could just score 10 points, he'd probably be an all-star. You know what I'm saying? Because he has that kind of mentality in him. You know what I mean? To want to play. You know what I'm saying? Like how we try to talk about. We want somebody to D up. We want somebody to be an irritant, and not and try to go for a steal and try to get a rebound and try to And he does that. He just can't really score at all.
Right. And even from a defensive perspective, I know, Brandon, you said he was bothering Tyrese. I didn't see it as that. Yeah, you got to guard a guy, but that wasn't why Tyrese didn't score 25 points last night, because you had Pascal.
No, that was more game one with him.
Okay, I thought you were talking about game two.
No.
So you had those guys that were playing well, right? I love to see him in the game. I want that dude to play 35 minutes a night. Actually 40 minutes a night. He's not gonna play 40 or 40, but I would love to see him play long minutes, man. He's a liability. He's a liability on offense. And the reason why in the second half of yesterday's game, he was handling the ball more because to your point, Lillard was tired. He was sitting over there in the corner just waiting, trying to catch his breath, right? But you ran him so much in the first half, he didn't have much wind in the second half. And think about it, Lillard's what, 33, 34? He's not 22.
Right.
He doesn't have a sixth gear, okay? This isn't him in Portland pulling up a 40-footer against Paul George. This ain't that time. And that young man,
he got one more. He probably got one more good game in him where he can go off. But other than that, he's just a mere mortal. And
I'm not saying he's not going to score.
No, I'm not saying
he's going to ball. But I'm telling you, for me, when he hit those shots in the first half, in the first quarter, I was probably the only Pacer fan happy. Because he's going to get himself hyped, and he's going to get going, and guess what's going to happen? They're going to run out of gas because there's no way the Pacers shoot as bad as they shot in the first game, and his teammates aren't going to be able to help him.
Yeah, he don't know where to pass.
Yeah. So as a Pacer fan, as a Pacer homer, please, Damian Lillard, start off strong. Please.
Hey, man, I don't know how far, if you following, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to shift off the NBA real quick, Brandon. How far you know what I'm saying, because D-Cop's an IU fan. But this portal is blowing up with IU, man.
Yeah,
They didn't hit the Porchia. Built, not bought. Built, not whatever.
Listen, man.
No, it's bought, not built.
Listen,
bought, not built.
The days of built, not bought are over in college athletics, man. We can just call it like it is. But I'm going to tell you, they still got to play on the court. Here we go.
I'm just saying, you said it's over. I mean, they just went to the national championship doing a build.
I'm talking collectively. Purdue's not the only school in the NCAA tournament. Come on.
Damn
I'm talking collectively. You know, Brandon, I can't stand you. We got to get to the roulette table. But seriously though, right? I just believe, right, that the players that he's bringing in, he what he's got to make sure they match. It doesn't mean bringing in talented players that don't match, right? I'm going to reserve judgment until middle of November, early December to see what's going on with the Hoosiers. Because again, you got some better shooting.
I got you, because it's kooky how recruiting is now and how NIL reflects that. The kid Floyd, what's his name? Floyd Benga. I know I messed up his name.
The Dengue.
Arizona,
Mr.
right?
Basketball. Mr. Basketball was going to Connecticut. I was going to Kansas. Well, another NIL kid, who's another Mr. Basketball from somewhere, he just told Kansas, "I'm not coming." So, like, I don't know, dude. Like, are you scared to play with other pro level guys? Because, like,
or is there not
I'm
enough
not
money
backing out.
to go around?
And Liam McNeely, the McNeely kid who backed out of IU deal, he's lucky UConn recruited. I'll be honest with you. Like, if a blue blood comes to you and you sign those paperwork, I don't give a damn if it's Mike Lewis and you don't trust him as a coach. I don't give a damn if it's Mike Woods and you don't trust him as a coach. I don't give a damn if it's, you know what I'm saying, the homie in West Lafayette and you love it. If you sign the deal, it's like, dude, just sit there for a year and shut up and deal with it.
Well, that's what guys are doing anyway. That's what guys
do your research. Do your research. Well, but he listen. But like, you coming out, he's lucky. I'm telling you, he's lucky. Now, coach is like, he's gonna turn it like he's probably gonna tell him on dream and tell him, hey, bro, if you don't play defense, you're not gonna play. You know what I'm saying? Right. But the clown, but like for him to like come out and say, hey man, I'm not like have no faith in IU, because he's like, now IU, like I said, they open a freaking war chest, and it's a bunch of older players. But like, that's what you want to have. You want to have an older, or you know, a buy low. I get it. NBA said I can't play, but college said I can. You know
what was he thinking when he signed? What was he thinking when he signed?
Dollar
That's
signs?
my question. So, well, I'm saying, right? So,
the other kid, again, the best way.
Now?
Here's what I say. If the NBA don't want you, because like they keep on saying, I go to the scouts and my valuation, man, I get it. You're gonna lie to the media and press. Okay, Bronny James, you're gonna try to see your dad can get you in, but like you really should go back to school. What I'm saying is the best way, if the NBA don't want you, the best way to get to the NBA is to get into a Power 5, right? There ain't no better Power 5, right, than UConn, Kansas, Duke, Kentucky, right? Those are the top ones. Now we got kids saying, Bill Self can't coach me? Please, boy, bye. I see why Coach K left. I see why Jay Wright left. I can't coach you. Who are you?
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you, to your point, I'm going to piggyback it to football, too, as we talked about. The GOAT, right? The man's 72 years old. He decides to resign, and the first thing anyone wants to say is he's afraid. Afraid? Are you kidding me?
No,
that's not being afraid. That's saying, listen,
some of the mentality.
I'm old enough to know better now.
So to Brandon's credit, and when Brandon Reed talked about Purdue and their culture, there's still programs like that, Brandon and D-Cott, but D-Cott and Brandon, they kind of, I'm not going to say dinosaur, not in the next 10 years, but that's going to be kind of be the thing.
It's coming.
I can't believe so many names. So many names in the portal. I'm like, you leaving because Don Staley won't play you more than 9 minutes? Girl, you ain't good enough.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right. You leaving because Gino Uriema said you got to sit 1 year? You ain't good enough.
You know what's tough about it,
and
you know, I've supported, NIL and player movement, from day one. The challenge is so many guys and young ladies are moving around because of what they're being told in their left ear, not their right ear. So that makes like the young lady that left Louisville, who went to LSU, and now she's going to TCU. I don't know her name. I just people keep on throwing her picture out there, like I care about her or something. So she was on her way to a top 10 pick, to my understanding. I don't know that. I'm just going by what many people told me. She goes to LSU. They say here she comes with national title or bust. Then she gets abused in the tournament, and then everybody turns their back on her. And she leaves again. And the deal was, I guess, because we talked about it, if you guys remember, we talked about it the last time I was calling the show and I was picking my cousin up in Anderson. They offered her $500,000 versus $300,000. So, or something like that. So it was a difference of a couple $100,000 to go from Louisville to LSU. Was it worth your happiness, your peace, to be in 3 schools in 3 years? And I'm not saying that the WNBA is paying some, they're not life-changing money. But you could stay in Louisville and your brand could have grown.
It looked like she kind of just can't deal with pressure, man.
Kalen didn't win any national titles, right? But boy, oh boy, everybody knows her. Everybody knows her, right?
Because you play right. Because you played the best of ability, play hard. Yeah, plus you got all the points and all that too, right?
But you follow me though, right? But you follow me.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not saying she would have been Caitlin. That was your brand, but instead you went for the quick money. It's sort of like going up in the neighborhood. JB East Side, right? I'm going for the quick money. I'm not going to go to school. I'm not going to get myself together. I'm going for the quick. Guess what? 5 years later, quick money's out. You've been in jail twice. You're a felon. You don't have an opportunity to get a job, and you're branded.
Unfortunately. This is true.
So that's what I think is happening, and I hate it because what I said in one of our sports groups, I said, this is about parental leadership. If you talk about, we need our parents, this is the time. No, son, I know it's a couple $100 more, right? $100,000. But if you stay here another year, your brand may grow 3 times that without you doing anything other than playing the game you love. That's what I'm concerned about, man, at this point.
There's seemingly money out here everywhere, right?
Yeah.
College, pro, G League, the ABA, the hoop bus. There's seemingly money out here everywhere. But like,
how long does it last? How long does it last?
How long does it last? And I look at it like this, Kai and Brandon. Align yourself. Now we're gonna have Coach. Hopefully, if God willing, he's on the schedule. We're gonna have Coach Brandon Bramley, assistant coach. He's a big time. He's a Big Ten assistant coach of the year. We're gonna have him because he has a relationship. I would love to hear him talk. I would love to hear. He has a relationship with Purdue, as many other players do. Mark Pope. Mark Pope is the head coach in Kentucky. He was out there in BYU. You know what I'm saying? Doing God knows what with the Mormons, putting together winning seasons. And they didn't pull him over to Kentucky. They brought Derek Anderson came back. Kashimu Evans came back. I know all the other players left, but like the money never left. So like, if you understand that, them pro players still feed into that system. They got Calipari up out of there.
Yeah.
You can't. Here's the thing. It's the money. Kentucky got Mashburn. All them dudes got Calipari up out of there. So understand that. I ain't leaving. Hey man, the homie Mason Gillis, this is last year. He can use the vet. Why not go to Duke? Why not learn how they do things?
Right, and look at your options, right? From a branding perspective.
And become part of that. But I'm not. And Mason Gillis not going. I mean, no disrespect. He's not going to Indiana State. That would be a downgrade just for the money. No, you wouldn't go to like a lesser. You know, no. Go somewhere where you can be still standout, learn how they do things, and guess what? Duke, you be around Duke. You be around USA basketball. Correct me if I'm wrong. You be around all this other stuff that maybe Purdue didn't necessarily have. And that's not knocking against Purdue because Purdue goes many places. They go to mountains. They go to Spain. They go everywhere to play basketball. Right?
But he's got to get there and be able to be a rotational guy that can help make a difference.
Right. But parents need to start telling your children, right? If you listen to Crossroads Sports and D-Cott and Brandon Reed, right? A bunch of old Uncle Codgers, like becoming part of. I would tell. Okay, case in point. I would tell LeBron James' son, Bronny, stay in USC, bro. Make all the. I get it, man. Your daddy can open up every door, but the door you didn't open. You feel me?
Right.
And I get it. There's nepotism at ESPN, and nepotism everywhere, but you didn't. All right. But if your dad just got you to the door and then you opened it and you made all the like, dude, your dad y'all gonna own Nike when a percentage of it when it all said done. Why don't you go try to get a deal? Go to the time to a deal too. You know what I'm saying?
The only thing I would say to that, JB, is this, right? His goal is to get to the league. He's already a multimillionaire, right? Money is not an issue. His goal is to be an NBA player. And what I would say to this about Bronny is this. Your best avenue probably be to put your name in the draft. And here's why. Because you're going to continue to stay relevant as long as your name is Bronny James, right? Second part of that, he can work on his game round the clock. And yes, we understand college, you play against young guys, but you can't work on your game like that around the clock. Yeah,
but
we all know that.
But you playing against your own level. You learning how to play, because there's still a developmental curve with a lot of college dudes. As we saw with Kentucky, how you got lottery picks, Calipari, and you getting dusted by Oakland. I like Oakland, but they should have got dusted.
Well, ask Tom Crean.
Well, right? That kind of they leveled. I think Tom Crean got leveled up on, man. Tom Crean had enough. He wasn't a big
about him. Yeah, I believe. No, I got you, but you know what I'm saying, though. We're talking about guys that bring in talent. it's one thing bringing in talent, it's another thing developing.
You got what you gonna do?
Who are we to say that this college coach is going to develop Bronny the way he needs, right? But I do know that in the NBA, you're not playing. Let me give you an example. Here's another example. Tornado, when he was 8 or 9 years old. I had him playing an 11, 12-year-old because I was playing him up. I didn't play him down because I knew that he had already got there. He can't get better playing against continual 9-year-olds like he was because he was better, right? So you gotta play up, and Bronny's gonna continue. You talk about Jay Crowder, right?
Jay Crowder.
We talk right. Bronny is going to get every opportunity to make an NBA roster just like Jay Crowder had. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm not come on, man. You don't be wanting to make those 10-day contracts, man.
That's what I'm saying. Will that be embarrassing? Yeah. But what would you rather do? Be embarrassed against college players or be embarrassed against pros?
I'm saying he could cut out a legacy in college for himself.
I don't think so.
And have
I don't think he's that type of player. I don't think he's that type of player. I don't think he's a 25 and 8 guy. I think he's a.
Well, he has to become part of it and not think about dude, stop thinking about the NBA. You need to be thinking about whatever team that you own. If you sign with Penn State, Duke, whoever.
When your dad is LeBron and he's home every night and all you hearing is NBA, you can't think college because it's sort of like the cones on the highway, right? You want to on 465, right? You want to go north, but you can't because the cones don't allow you. You got to go the other way. And I just believe that Bronny is just he's going to be in the draft this summer. I believe that with all my heart. I believe he will get drafted.
And I believe he will get drafted. Teams, the special teams, going to take him or something, man, because that's not. It's just like other guys. Don't tell me McClung can't get in the NBA. He can't get on the roster, man. He's not very. He's not on McClung's level. He's not.
Guess what? But here's where he is on his level: name recognition. And just like the NBA, it's about name. Look what Lillard, the fouls he got the other night.
That's terrible.
I promise you, Neesmith wouldn't get those foul calls.
He can't play point. He cannot play point guard in the NBA. Not right now.
I'm in agreement with you. But guess what? Patrick Beverly can't either.
Oh, Patrick Beverly, man, stop it.
Stop it.
Anyway,
we're going to have to end the call. Keep that sanity up.
Recap, what have you thought some of the other players? You watched some of the other playoff matchups?
You know me, man. Pacers only, man. The Heat and Boston on now. I'll probably watch a half a quarter and I'm done with that, man. I can't watch the full game unless it's include Pacers. I just can't.
John, you know who I have my comparison for Bronny?
This will be good. Who's that?
Harold Miner.
No, of a current player,
USC.
and not as much as a heavy scorer, but like a defensive guy, somebody to take care of the basketball. I think his equivalency would be to like a Derek White.
No, Derek White for the Celtics?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he could be, but he's not that tall. Derek White goes about 6'8". Bronny.
Yeah, I like Derek White's game.
Right,
I like
but
his game.
his wingspan, with Bronny's wingspan, is about that 6'8". What a 6'8" would be at. So I mean, I know nothing on White's physicals jump off, but you're an intelligent defender. Bronny can defend. He's intelligent. Obviously, where's that? He's a playmaker. He's not a great shooter, but he's somebody that can develop that shot, kind of like what Derek White has.
His dad wasn't either. His dad wasn't a great shooter either, if you think about it when he came in the league. So I think him getting to the league and practicing and working on his game, he's going to until he decides he doesn't want to be in the league. So he's going to be someone's 12th man. But what I want to say to y'all before we go, hey, we talk about
Bronny could be the next D Brown.
Or Gary Harris.
Boston Celtics? You mean Boston Celtics D Brown?
Yeah, the next D Brown.
He can't dunk like that. But listen, have you guys thought about having Matt Gaddis on, Purdue alum, Pike, all-time great at Pike High School?
Why I know that name?
All-around great. He went to Purdue. Matt Gaddis, all-state Matt Gaddis, man. Great human being. I'm a little biased because he's my insurance agent, but the dude's a good dude, man. Scott knows him and knows him really well, as a matter of fact. You all get a happy moment. Hey, and also he's a sharp dude, man. And Brandon, from a Purdue perspective, man, he'd be good because he's not an emotional hack like Scott K. Nichols is.
Whoa,
My man
whoa,
Mac
easy
is
on our
balanced.
sponsor now.
My man Mac is balanced. He's
We gotta keep
thought-provoking, man.
we
He'd
gotta
be a
keep the
good
lights
guy to
on here,
talk
man.
with.
Right.
Hey, Scott knows I'm messing with him about that, but no, in all seriousness, man.
No, man.
Talking about
Because
guy respect.
I'll reach out. I'll reach out to that, man. We're talking to Purdue with Matt Gass for sure.
That'd be. Oh, he could talk everything, man. He's not limited in that regard, man. He'd be a good guy to have, and I would love to hear him on that because we don't talk nearly as much as we used to. But yeah, man, he'd be a good guy to be on.
Decott, the official B Reef early projections for the Hoosiers this year, based on the roster, regular season, 21-12.
Okay. I can live. I can live with that.
21-12.
Come off from last season.
Just because
I
the
can
Big
live with that
Ten's
coming off
getting
last
some
season.
extra teams in there now, so they're gonna be playing some of those big teams. So 21-12.
Well, think about it. You're gonna leave Bloomington. You're flying to California, right?
Oh yeah, they'll be at the In-N-Out Burger. Just make sure they don't go to Taco Bell. They might have some trouble there.
Ain't kidding, man. So, hey, are you all either you guys going to any of the games this weekend?
I was trying to, but then when I went, I was gonna buy a ticket to go after work on Friday, and then when I saw it was the price to get in the door is $180. I said, I'll just watch it at home.
Yeah, man. And also, just so you know, they're not offering standing room only this weekend either. By the way, I talked to my guy.
That's
they're not
crazy.
offering standing room because you know how that goes. People want to get a standing room for $10.
But you know what? And that's the problem with the Pacers because they should be doing that. And that's idiotic and dumb that they're not. So tell your guy that. They need to get that fixed. Because you should want to get as many people in this place packed as you can.
Man. Well, no. People are going to be there, but those tickets aren't the normal price for standing room only is what I'm saying.
I was told they're not selling standing room only up top.
When you first come in, right by the concession where being ready, you're always there. There. That's fine. I can't speak to up top.
But I'm told even the up top one they're not doing, which is crazy. You should want to get as many people in there as you can. Here's my concern: a 5:30 start. There could be people still trying to get off work, get downtown from traffic.
Yeah.
That first quarter, we may be down because there ain't anybody in there.
Yeah. Man, listen, I'm working at home. And I'm not getting down to about 4:30.
He's gonna make everybody get off work at noon. That's what I was told.
Yeah, hey, there you go. Like they did for the Colts a few years ago, right? But let me tell you this though, right? The other good thing about this is, from a Pacer perspective, like you said, Brandon. Imagine you got say 3,000 tickets. You can go $20, $3,000, 3,000 tickets, $20. Standing room, right? Pacer fans. Only exclusive for Pacer fans, right? I know you can't separate that, but you know what I'm saying. That way, so you can have an experience. Some kids can go to a playoff game that maybe, in other cases they wouldn't be able to go.
Yep.
I think that's a miss for the Pacers to get real Pacer fans in there, man, because it's going to be loud and crazy. And I know when I used to take Tornado when we talk about it to this day, man. It impacts kids when they're able to see that, man, and stars play and all that.
Yeah, and they should have done it this year for the Mad Ants. When the Mad Ants played their day games at 11 o'clock and noon in Cambridge and nobody's there, they should have had kids in the schools in there. They should have.
Open the doors, man. Open the doors, general admission, get in, so at least get people out there to see.
They don't even open it to the public, which is crazy. One of my buddies that works for the Pacers, he told me, he's like, I'll get you in if you want to sit front row, watch a G League game. I don't mind it, but why is it not open to the public? Yeah. That's crazy.
That's hooping, man. That's
if we're the basketball capital, any basketball, it should be open for anybody.
Yeah, the basketball capital. I'm gonna tell you this: Oscar Shimway, look for that guy to make a difference to try to break the roster next year, and also because here's why: I don't think Jalen stays. I absolutely think they re-sign Obi. And I think there's a chance that maybe we lose someone else. I'm just saying. But based off of what Jalen's done over the last month, I don't see Jalen staying, and I'm thinking someone's going to price us out. TJ's going into his last year also.
Probably Europe.
Next year is TJ's last year at 9.5.
Big money on Siakam. They're going to get big money on Siakam, though.
Yeah. But what do you think about this? Me and my boys talking last night. Last thing. What if we package a couple of young guys And if it needs to be Jarris or the other Ben, or I know we don't have the draft capital, but we need a third guy. I think that's what the Pacers are missing, right? And yes, that could be my man Ben Mathurin. I got you. But think about you get a developed guy that's already there going in the next season with Pascal, Tyrese, Turner, and a couple of young guys. You may have to give up a couple to get something, but that may be something to look at. My boy was talking about the guy from
man, you ain't gonna want to hear it. You ain't gonna like the name. This is Paul George. You ain't gonna like it. I know you ain't gonna like it.
No, you know what? Listen, let me tell you this. I'd rather lose in the first round than win with Paul George in the Eastern Conference Final. I'm
bring
dead
the whole
serious.
band back. Let Carlisle move up into the front office. They gonna fire Vogel anyway. Bring Vogel back.
Speaking of that,
bring Vogel back.
Who was right
Bring
about
Hibbert.
Vogel? Who was right about Vogel?
Bring Hibbert to be the TV team. You gotta get rid of. You gotta put
David
Smother
West,
Chicken out.
strength and conditioning.
Smother Chicken. Yeah, Smother Chicken going out of business. And
Hey,
we bringing
Mother
the
chicken. I couldn't even watch the game last night because that dumbass wouldn't shut his mouth.
Let me tell you this. Well, hey, we had a season ticket easy
Good
into the season,
God.
like a little doohickey. And Quinn Buckner and Denary were there. It was on the Pacers practice court, the old practice court. This dude, they talked for 25 minutes. I shit you not. Quinn Buckner talked for 24.
About himself, probably, too.
Man. He just
bring all the back.
Him being Larry Walsh. But let me tell you, Brant, JB, two guys that could never come back, in my opinion. As Frank Vogel and as Paul George. Everybody else, I'll bring back.
Lance?
Those two, you keep them. And I told you, of course, you know.
You'd bring back Monte Ellis?
Yeah, absolutely.
Derek Carlson?
Because you know why?
Nate Bjorkgren?
None of those guys probably. Yeah. Oh man. Well, wow. Now that's a shame. But I'm saying is, none of those guys talked as much shit about the Pacers organization that Paul George did on his way out, and then throwing a little shot when he was in Oklahoma City.
Artest?
This team small. Oh, I would love to see Artest. Matter of fact, when he was here, I was trying to get down there to see him because he's one of my all-time favorites.
Jermaine O'Neal?
I do love to see him. He looked no.
Nah.
You said anybody but those two.
But no, listen, he didn't talk bad about the Pacers. He's just not an all-time. You know what? Now y'all just trying to fuel my fire now, man.
Yes, the Cavaches?
Wow.
Hey, where's Austin Crozier when you need him, right?
He's up on his boat, man.
No, let's go down memory lane.
He's on college.
Austin Crozier fell out of. He wasn't Isaiah Thomas's dude, man. That was terrible, man, because he had just got a big time contract, and then he said,
here's the problem. He couldn't play against Robert Horry every night.
Travis Dieter?
That was his problem. He
hold on. You talking about when they lost against the Lakers?
Yeah, he couldn't play against Robert Horry every night. That was Austin Crozier's problem.
Andrew Bynum?
Robert Horry better than Robert Crozier was good.
No, listen. I didn't say he wasn't. What I'm saying to you is this. If you go back to the 2000 finals, that's where Crozier made his money at.
He did.
He abused
because Chris Mullin was on his last leg, last ankle.
Exactly. But yeah, man.
But Isaiah Thomas didn't like him, man. Isaiah Thomas didn't like him.
He started him in the beginning of the season.
Tyler
if you remember
Hansborough?
that first season. Oh man, God, Psycho T, are you serious?
And then Isaiah Thomas was the term
Airbender.
Don't forget his brother either. Don't forget Psycho T's brother, who was Tyler Hansborough's little brother. He played for the Pacers.
Yeah, he did.
Remember?
Ben Hansborough. What was wrong with him? He would have been an all right guy, man. He just wanted to start. Tyler, you can't start, bro.
Tyreek Evans?
Psycho T. The dude that
Tyreek Evans
more
can never
layups
come back.
than anybody
He can't never come back.
Life.
He can't never come back here.
Nah, too many layups missed, man, for me, man.
He got some
was in the
stuff
high
stashed somewhere.
Way too. Yeah, that's good stuff, man. We should go live, fellas. Sunday I'll be at the game for sure. Are you all doing anything Friday if you're not going to the game?
No.
Man, ain't no telling, man.
JB might be at Coach's. Who knows, people? Signing autographs.
JB, if you go to Coach's, you better text.
If I make my way downtown anywhere, I'll text you for sure.
All right, D-Cop.
Hey, you guys be safe. Appreciate y'all giving me the latitude, man. Good talk as always, man. Appreciate y'all for sure.
All right.
Wow.
That's our guy, D-Cott, Crossroads Sports. 8 o'clock hour. Thanks to our sponsor, Scott K. Nichols, State Farm Insurance, as well as Maverick Custom Motorsports. Without these two, John, we wouldn't be able to do what we do to keep the lights on, to bring you the shows, the lives. Tomorrow night's crazy. I've got the Red Bulls ready. 4 hours, 4 hours live tomorrow night for this NFL draft. So Red Bulls are ready for the Colts. I'm sorry, Colts fans. We didn't even get to talk NFL tonight. But if they trade out of that 15th spot, this city may burn down before the Caitlin Clark gets started out here. By the way, and before we bring on our guest, I actually ran into Caitlin Clark randomly on the street 2 days ago. Just randomly as I was walking.
You didn't make it awkward, did you?
No, I said, hey, welcome to Indianapolis. Looking forward to big things. She said, thank you. Left it at that.
That's all you got to do, man.
Should have got a photo. Probably said something about Crossroads, but, hey. And then today, guess who I ran? I ran into her mom today on the street.
Uh-oh, Brandon. Getting awkward.
I didn't say anything to her mom. By the time I figured out it was her, I was already past. I said, you got to keep it moving. Got to keep it moving at that point. So, but what I will tell you, John, I do know this person, and I've talked to this person. Our guest, former Ball State women's basketball standout, overseas professional basketball standout, friend of the program, friend of mine. John, I had battles. When I was at Ball State, I was in charge of the scout team there. Battles with this girl out there. She crossed me over 1,000 times. Porchia Green. Porchia, welcome to the show.
Thank you for inviting me to the show.
Absolutely, yeah. I was telling John recently. I said, man, my body hurts just thinking back of some of those days running up and down the court there at Ball State against you.
Yours and mine.
Right. Absolutely, John.
Your
go
body
ahead.
and my body too. Thinking about it.
Porchia, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Man, listen. So Brandon, I know you have history, but when I was doing my due diligence and doing all my homework, man, you know what I'm saying, on Miss Green here, come find out. Not only are we all alumni, because Porchia, I went to Ball State too, but I went to Ball State a little bit, you know what I'm saying, earlier than both of you and Brandon, right? But during my due diligence, Brandon, guess what? Porchia, me and her went to the same high school, believe it or not.
Nice.
The night
right.
in the building.
Yeah, East side, right, the night.
East side.
That high school, I don't even put the high school, I mean, I know it's still staying. I don't even know if it's, you know what I'm saying, taking kids anymore, but like I said, man, we're double alumni. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to welcome to the show. I want to, you know what I'm saying, I want everybody to learn, and I'm saying all the many travels she's played, and, you know, help me out. Romania, the Czech Republic, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna learn about all that. So, but before, so when you start playing basketball, when you really because you're also a coach. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get to all that part too. But when did you start playing basketball? First time.
Oh, okay. First of all, church, and Arlington Heights is in the building. I love that. But to start it off, I started playing basketball on a Thursday. I moved to a neighborhood and met some really close, my best friends today, a group of them. And I was a track girl. Track was my love. But these two girls were playing basketball. So when you become with your friends, you adapt to your surroundings, you start doing what they're doing. And they were playing basketball. And then I caught on pretty quick. And then I was like, this is like track with purpose. You got something to do besides just running. And then ever since then, I took off with it. I fell in love with it. And I decided from that point on, I wanted to play basketball.
I got you. So you're somewhat of a natural, right? When you start varsity, did you start varsity as a freshman?
I did.
That's big. Now that's big time. Now
cold-blooded killer.
Cold-blooded. When I went to Arlington, you know what I'm saying, Arlington was still known. Arlington, Broad Ripple, and Arsenal Tech had the best basketball teams. Who would you say was still during that time Arlington's rival as far as, you know, saying girls basketball?
For the city, it was still, because the Cathedral was city too. So
correct. Yeah, you're right.
So Cathedral was still a powerhouse. Tech was holding it down for me. They have Barkeisha Tate, Candace Jones, Candace, they had both Candace, Rakeisha, they had a squad. Back then, actually, I think they all were competitive because West had some girls that were pretty good, but Cathedral, Arlington, and I'd say Tech were probably the powerhouses of IPS when I was there.
When you was there. So how did you?
City, city, I should say.
So like, how was it when you started, start getting recruited? And then how did you choose, like all of your recruiters, how did you choose Ball State?
It was crazy. So, just thinking, coming from Arlington, period, though, a lot of city kids do not get the pub as much as the county kids or township kids.
Right.
So for me, I played for AAU for the family, the Nike program of it, where like Shira Eli came from, Ashley Allen, a lot of big stars came from the family. And so I started with them, but then I ended up switching to like a rival AAU team, which is Indiana's Finest, with Pat McKee.
Okay.
And he worked for the Indy Star. It just helped my game a little bit, and I played with some girls who were really good as well. And I found my knack, and from there on, we played in some of the big tournaments, the biggest tournaments. We won Junior Olympics. That was a big thing for me. I won 64. I was just on the up and up. I was passionate about ball, which we could probably talk a little bit later now, which is different. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to play basketball at the collegiate level. I knew I wanted to play at the professional level. And I was going to make it, especially when the teacher challenged you and say, hey, only like 1 or 2% go to play college basketball, and even a less percentage than that go and play professional. I was like, well, I'm that 1 or 2%. I was passionate. I knew what I wanted to do. How people go to college to be like, oh, I'm going to be a doctor or whatever. So I'm going to get my education, but I'm going to college to play basketball because I'm going to go play in the league, and I'm going to get my degree while I'm there. That's how I thought of it.
Okay.
So,
all right.
My high school coach went to Ball State, and we did a camp when I was a freshman there. And Tracy Roll at the time was the head coach, and she liked me a lot. And her already speaking to my coach, she's like, this girl could come here anytime. I know as a freshman, back then they didn't offer or they could say it, but it wasn't out there until recruiting. Recruiting was different back then. You couldn't get in contact with them at certain ages. You had to wait till they were like a junior or so, I think, and before you could start reaching out to them. But she already knew that. My coach already knew that Ball State wanted me. Like if they could offer now, they would. But also I was getting recruited big. I was probably top 50 in my class, in the nation, while I was like up there. Our AAU team was really good. So believe it or not, I had every brochure, every pamphlet from UConn. My teammate from my AAU team went to UConn, Cassie Kearns. I was in Kentucky, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Purdue, IU. I had coaches coming out. So you were thinking Michigan State. I was heavy recruited. I had 2 full trash cans and probably like 2 little boxes of letters. Not to lie, I even have pictures. So my mom was like, okay, she might be even good. Even Harvard and Yale, the Ivy Leagues are even throwing a mix. So I'm like, okay. I was stressed. I didn't know where I wanted to go.
So let me ask you this. You didn't want to go, you didn't want to leave too far from home? Is that why you chose Ball State? Or you chose Ball State because that's – go ahead.
I actually was going to go a little bit away. What happened was my dad passed away. Okay. My dad passed away my junior year in high school. So that's what it made me think like, I'm going to stay close to home.
Right.
I was like, I lost a parent. I don't want to be too far. My mom won't be able to make it too many games too far. I'm going to stay here. So at this time, that Indiana coach, what Trish and them, she was resigning, quote unquote. Purdue coach, I visited in the summer when it was dry, and it was so boring to me. Me not ever going to campus, I didn't know it's the summer.
I get it.
Nobody's there. So I was like, I'm definitely not going there. Butler, I jogged to Butler from my mom's house. It's literally right around the corner. So I wasn't going to Butler. IUPUI is too close to my house too. It's downtown. I'm not going there.
One of the sweetest ladies.
They had good stuff, but they never show like, oh, we really want you. It's like, if you want it, come. They didn't really like jump on it. So Ball State. She came to everything. Tracy Rowland was at my high school digging in the coolers at football games, helping us fundraise for our basketball team. She came to my golf outing, my golf meets, and I'm in high school. I played golf, and I suck. And she was there, still cheering. You know, at golf it's an etiquette, but she didn't care. She was cheering for me. She was there. Things like that. So at that time, I think I lost a parent, and baby was looking for someone who's going to take care of me as well. And Tracy Rowland showed that, so I committed to Ball State.
All right. And now you and like you decorated. It ain't like you went up there and just rode the pine like my friend's defensive player of the year. That's serious business. It's got all kind of other all MAC.
Yeah.
So again, man, like I said, it's a pleasure to have you on. I'm not. So how did all this, you know what I'm saying, come to a culmination and you end up playing abroad in Europe? Tell us a little bit about that.
So playing at Ball State, we made some noise. Thanks to Reed, as y'all Brandon, we call him by his last name. They pushed us. And then we had a great group of girls who all were determined to make it. And if you don't know, our coach went through some things going into our senior year. We, our head coach was not our head coach anymore. She stepped down for medical reasons. And we had a new coach who came in. And so, but we were a great group already. She developed a great group.
Yeah, Coach Pack.
So with that coming in, people probably, Coach Pack, Kelly Packer, who had coached like Becky Hammond and them in like this league that was going on at the time. So she knew the more professional side. I'm so like all about basketball and not into people's business. I don't know what's going on. She comes in a meeting. We're like, oh, what's this? Blah, blah, blah. This is your new coach. Oh, okay. So I believe some girls probably felt some type of way, but we all still were on the same page and we all had a goal, which was to win. And with that year, we went to work. Before this group of girls now who just killed it at Ball State, shout out to Coach Brady and Audrey and the group of girls from Michigan. Before that, we had one of the best records. And we just worked hard. We loved each other. We all had a goal. We were a family on the court, off the court. We had leadership, and we held each other accountable. And our goal was to get there. And if their goal, even if they didn't want to play ball after, a few of us wanted to play ball. And like me, help me get there. Help me get there, you know? So with that, we made noise. We went to, we won our first MAC tournament. They gave us a bid to the NCAA, which was Ball State's first time ever going to the NCAA for the women's. Wow. And we pulled Tennessee. Pat Summit, reigning champion.
Yeah.
And I remember that article. All our scout boys, everybody. We were at, where did we used to go eat? One of the restaurants watching the show.
Yeah. Was it Beef O'Brady's?
Beef O'Brady's. That's where we went. So all the scout team, the staff, everybody were all there. The girls were eating. We see they pull a Tennessee, and then like they come up to us, and like the first thing we think of, like everybody like, woo, Tennessee, you know. This is like legendary. Back then, every girl wanted to go to Tennessee. It wasn't going to UConn then. It was going to Tennessee. And UConn was starting to make noise at this time too. So at this time, it was like a little bit of both, but Tennessee was still the school. But we got Pat Summit, and everybody's like, whatever. And they come and ask me, like, what? And the news articles like, Tango with Tennessee. I'm like, those girls put their shoes and socks on, just like I put my shoes and socks on. Like, I'm ready. Whoever Tennessee is, we played these girls at AU. They're the same class. I'm ready. We practice hard. We know that they're long. Coach Kelly Packer and the staff, they got us prepared to learn how to shoot over bigs. We're gonna have to get your shots off there a little taller and everything like this. So we worked on everything above the glass and shooting our shots and running them and playing them. And when we got there, we played. Not only did we beat them, we smacked them. We beat them by a good 17, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
that was there was a lot of people there for it too.
It was all orange in there and one square section of red. And that gym was rocking with all the Tennessee volunteer fans. I mean, Western Kentucky was booming with Tennessee. We were right there. And slowly but surely, those fans start to die down, and you can hear this big old red middle square getting crazy. And from there, we played our game. We made history going to the tournament and then upset Tennessee. That was their first loss ever, I think, in the first round.
Yep.
And it was a big moment. It was a moment that we will never forget.
I just sent John a picture somebody took there. I had the Ball State shirt on, and I was holding up the sign that said Pat Summitt who?
Exactly. And from there, we lost in the next round to Iowa. We ended up going to like the Elite Eight. But from there, I still was like, I want to play. I want to get some workouts. I'm still watching. Went to the Final Four. And from there, I didn't get drafted, but did a few workouts with the Indiana Fever and Sky, like through friends or connections. When Pokey was there at Chicago Sky. And then from there, I still didn't make that or anything. I went overseas. And I figured like, hey, maybe I could go overseas because these girls still come overseas during their off-season time. This is how they get their yearly income. And I'll see if I'm supposed to be in the league or not if I keep up with them. Slowly but slowly, got to EuroLeague, Euro Cup, played in Finland, Greece, Czech Republic, Romania, a couple of years.
That's a lot of language. That's a lot of language.
Yeah, Mexico.
Did you always have Google?
What'd you say?
You always have Google Translate?
Oh, Google
Are you
Translate.
fluent? Are you fluent in any other languages since you've been playing abroad?
I can speak Romanian pretty good. I studied Spanish.
Wow.
Czech is so like a tourist country, like they speak English no matter what, and then they have their own language. Greece was probably one of my favorite countries. I learned that language so quick and picked up because I think that was like my dream country of going, like to build a summer house there. I love their food. I love their culture. I love their lifestyle. I love their nightlife. It was everything for me. So I picked up Greek really well. And then your teammates, a lot of your teammates actually speak English and they'll help you. And then for me, I don't like to wait on anybody or depend on anybody. I'm going to learn that language and get out there and be moving because I'm a social butterfly. I'm out.
How challenging was that with your coaches, like running out there on play calls and all that, learning that language so quick? Because I feel like it's got to be a little bit of a challenge, right?
Yes, Finland, my coach, he didn't really speak any English, and this is my first place going over there. The girls did, and they'll translate it for me, or one of the assistant coaches did, and it translated. And what's so funny is your coach will try to learn English to speak to you, and I would try to learn Finnish to speak to them. But with basketball, it's like sign language. He can point and tell me, or I'll just get behind the girls and watch what they do and mock it, do the same thing. If they had stuff they were speaking in the locker room, the girls would translate it, and then we'll go from there. So, like I said, majority of the younger generation overseas in Europe, they spoke English, and they will be our translators.
Okay. Perfect.
The growth. Let me ask you about this. The growth. You talk about professional women's basketball. The growth and now the explosion. Like in the last 2 years, it ain't Caitlin Clark because they got a whole. I don't know. Have you been to Vegas lately? I know you ain't supposed to tell you. You know what I mean what happened in Vegas. But
I've been to Vegas.
The Aces facility. You know what I'm saying? It's state of the art. So like, so what are your kind of some of your thoughts about the growth and, like I said, the explosion of women professional basketball?
I'm happy, like ecstatic, because as you know, I am coaching in high school, and then some of the talent you see is like, oh, the girls' basketball is sort of going down. You got a few talented girls or really good girls here and there, but it's not as competitive as it used to be. Like when I was playing, the city was still pretty, even for boys or girls on both sides, you still had to play your game against the city. You couldn't play like, oh, we're just going to get this win. Nah, some of the city teams were going to challenge you and could beat you if you didn't have your game. Now it's so like, it's not as competitive as it used to be to me. You have a couple of elite players, and then it's like not that. But I'm so proud of how far the growth of women's basketball and women's sports has grown. It's a sport that I care about, that I'm passionate about, that has let me travel the world, has paid me, has made me have memories and meet people that I never thought I would meet. And for it to keep growing, more girls will get to experience this. I have a daughter now. If she decides to go to basketball and play, she might have a chance to be at something greater, even better than it was when I was there. So I'm just happy for it to put a sport that I love and that has done so much for me on the mat, and I hope that it continues to grow. And like you said, even though Caitlin Clark, like as many other girls, but she has done a big blow up from college basketball
Right.
this year. It's been a long time since you've seen that, or maybe not even at all, but you got to give her credit where credit is due and thank her
That's
for
a great
doing
point.
that and keep it up and keep it going for the rest of the future with Juju and them and the girls that are in the league who got to show, who said, as DT said, it's another level to this, Caitlin. But we think you're going to give her credit. She can play. And now, welcome to the big dogs there.
Right.
That
Right.
the best of the best. So no matter what happens, you have no choice but to get better in that league because you're playing with the best. So kudos to the WNBA, and I pray and hope that it continues to rise.
Portia, a question for you, just with the state of women's basketball and just how much it kind of ballooned a lot more. I mean, I always kept tabs on it, but how much it ballooned over this past year. And now with colleges, with the NIL, the transfer portal, how crazy that is, basically free agency. What's your thoughts on kind of the transfer portal, what's became now? I mean, you play college basketball, but I feel like, and me and John have talked this before, like now there's no real almost loyalty to work and stay at a place. If you're not going to get the minutes you're thinking, well, then I'm out of here.
I think it hinders a lot of people, first of all. And it's not in general. In general, if you look at today's generation, they're entitled. Not all. A lot of them are entitled. Everybody gets a trophy for anything now. Everybody thinks like they're good. It's like the work ethic is not the same. Mental health is big, but everybody's so emotional now. Hard work, things are going out the door. And I look at it, I'm like, Dad, am I really that old? Or is everybody like, it's a new generation? It's still the same game. And with this transfer portal, it's like, well, this school didn't work out for me, or I didn't get to play, or I didn't get to shine, so I get to go somewhere else. I think it's weak to me. You're not building these kids up. You're not making them work for it. They could go anywhere because of their name or what they was, like with the Haley Vance. She's leaving. She just left Louisville.
Right.
LSU. Now you're leaving this, like, stay, like, work hard, get better. How you going to go somewhere? Yeah. Grow from it. To fail, a lot of failing back then for us, even in failing helps us be successful, right? You got to fall before you can see how successful you can be. You have to fail sometimes. Failing for me or not getting what I want made me work even harder, play even better. And now I have achieved a lot of goals that I wanted to. Right now, it's a gimme. I can do what I want. And they think it doesn't help at all. And I think their skills and their determination and hard work, a lot of that drops with that. You know, why wouldn't you stay at the school you're at? Y'all didn't win, get a shit now. Go back, show your teammates you're committed, and we're going to work together this year, and we're going to get it this year. We're going to try our best. Don't wait on them and then go somewhere else. What type of stuff is that? So I think the transfer portal is not the best thing, not at all. I thought after COVID, this thing could close and everything would get back to being back. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
they're going to close it. They need to close it.
Yeah, it's got some closes. I think they can't do it like next year, Brandon. I think.
Okay.
Somebody got to double check me on that. I think like these last round of kids got like one more year in that.
It has to be the last one. My goodness, I feel like it's hung around.
It's terrible. It's really terrible. And I think once they close it, things will start to kick back. Because, you know, when we were in school, or I don't know, church, if you transfer from D1 to D1, you have to sit out a year. Remember that?
Yep.
You couldn't play that
ain't no
year.
sitting down before they go to school. They go to rivals now.
Exactly. You have to sit out. Or I think later in my years, the exception was if you're a senior, maybe you can leave because it's only 1 year to show. Either you're going or you're not. Either they already know who you are or you're not. I think that started to come around later for the senior stuff. But otherwise, if you went from any D1 to any D1, you have to sit out that year.
Yep. Time to change, Brandon.
Absolutely. Perfect. Well,
Portia,
go ahead, John.
You are officially now a friend of the program. Like I said, thank you for you took over the show.
I'm about to give her a seat.
Thank you for coming on and sharing your story. And and like I said, man, next time I see you out, bro, because she's the East Sider too. Originally
East Side, Jiggle 8.
That's right, man. That's right, man. Next time, if I see you guys, oh my goodness, I'm gonna give you the biggest hug. I really appreciate you coming on, sharing your story with us.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you, Reese, for meeting you through Reese. And when he wrote me, he was like, I was at the game. I was like, I saw you at the game. Just thank y'all for being great people and doing what y'all love and putting exposure for winning, men and women basketball and all other sports. Yep. And I wish y'all the best and keep it up. And God bless you all.
Thanks, Porchia. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you. Enjoy.
All right. That's Porchia Green, Ball State standout basketball player as well as professional women's basketball player. Porchia, great person. Loved my time there. John, I'll tell you, thank God social media did not exist much back when I was in college because there probably been some videos of me getting crossed by her.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to keep up with
it. Got some tape on.
I know, right? John, let's are you needing to wrap the entire show right now or you got a few minutes?
No, I didn't know. I know we, kind of show on time.
Yeah. So we'll. I know, right? So real quick, John, we've got to put some dressing on it tomorrow night. The Epic Podcast live stream. We'll share it from our Facebook streams as well. We'll share the page. We've got the live draft show tomorrow night. I'm guessing, and I'll talk to Vernon. I'll text with him. But I'm guessing he'll probably go live around 8 o'clock. First pick is like 8:15 or so. So we'll hop on. We'll be in and out talking draft picks as they come. I plan on kind of doing it as draft picks come up. Say a little bit, listen, chime in, get a little dinner while we're doing it. We'll talk Colts as their draft pick comes up. The Steelers at their 20th, which it was reported today that the Steelers may go another quarterback at 20, which is crazy. Michael Penix might be a guy. Which is
crazy, man.
And Justin Fields they're opting out.
That means they already know they don't want him there,
right?
If that's the case, man. That means they already know they don't want. Something's not right. They traded for him, and now something's not right. So that was kind of concerning when I saw that. But I don't know. I really think the Pittsburgh Steelers need to address some other positions. But again, we're kind of just. I'm not going to go short on the coach tomorrow unless they pick a lineman. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think of Ursay's comments that they're eyeing Marvin Harrison?
Lineman, but I'm gonna go score Ursay if they pick an offensive lineman. I'm really gonna go score if they pick a cornerback too. To be honest with you,
they need a corner, but not on the draft. I thought Ursay saying today that they're eyeing going up and getting Marvin Harrison. I don't know what draft capital they have to go get him, but yes, the real Jim Irsay.
Who had the phone? Was Jay Queer? Did he have the phone? Or
oh, wow.
No, I don't know.
Dan. But we'll see what happens with that. That's if they've got enough to trade up, they've also got enough money. So they've got wiggle room to go up and get him.
All right, Brandon, I didn't want to spoil it. I expect the trader, too. But I don't really think the coach is going to be involved in it. Minnesota. If you say Minnesota's going to be involved with the trade tomorrow, I'll be like, yep.
Arizona's trading. They've already said they're trading the fourth pick when they're on the clock.
Man, because you know what? Marvin Harrison Jr., he's not playing for them. He's not playing for them.
No.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't playing for them. I don't know if Jim Harbaugh thinks he can get him. Would they would kind of move up? They probably just going to sit there. You know what I mean? But I expect some trading to happen tomorrow, man. For real.
Yeah, I've got my Excel sheet already printed out with the teams and writing it in as the draft picks come. And we'll kind of talk that hitting hot and heavy, John. I may even – while we're live on that, I may even have my phone live streaming on Instagram, our Crossroads feed on Instagram during it. So I'm just hoping it'll be loud enough for everybody will hear.
Yeah, it gets a little wild between you and the Epic brothers, man, because y'all got that North Division, AFC North Division rivalry, man.
Oh, it's going to be – the Bengals are falling apart. They're falling apart. Defensive end wants out.
And the MVP.
Wide out wants out.
The MVP of the league last year, he wasn't in the championship game. What kind of crap is that?
Exactly. So can't wait to be on with them tomorrow night. Looking for that around 8 o'clock. Me and John will then share it on our Facebook pages as well for everybody, and then I'll try to have our own feed on the Instagram account tomorrow night, going that route. So other than that, John, Chicago Bears going to get their $4.6 billion domed Lakefront Stadium. It looks like.
There you go.
Good for them.
And then tomorrow they're going to pick a quarterback. So, no, man, Crossroads Sports, man, this show has been goated. Thank you, Porchia Green. Thanks, everybody, for listening. we'll be back next week.
Sounds good. Thanks, everybody. Have a great one. Good luck to your draft picks, and hope you get the right guy. Because if not, well, I guess there's always whatever leftover free agency there is. See you guys tomorrow night. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Crossroads Sports Radio Show. You can find more episodes on iTunes and the Google Play Store. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Crossroads sports content.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.